Tell me where you
The
are.
only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sactown Sports.
Kings, after that win last night, they wrap up the pre-All-Star break portion of the schedule with games in New Orleans tomorrow night and also the next night. So back-to-back against the Pelicans. Nice enough to join us with more on that, the outstanding radio voice of the Pelicans, Todd Graffagnini. Todd, thanks for joining us today. How are you, sir?
Doing well, gents. Got in from the Super Bowl road trip late last night as the city kind of recollects itself after that. And we got Mardi Gras in a couple of weeks. So a little bit of a brief respite, if you will.
You want to switch places or?
Todd,
it's been a wild month in this city. Don't get me wrong. It's been crazy.
Yeah. I know your club has lost. It's 9 in a row now, but I also know, we just saw them Saturday here, and this team still has a lot of talent, and it scares me because they're not going to lose every game. And now the Kings are going in to New Orleans when they've lost. They got this losing streak going. What did you think of these new look Kings on Saturday night?
It was impressive. It's funny because look, I know you guys were at the game, and that first stretch when it was 29-9, going, man, this is what the Pels did in that building last year. It's just, I don't know what it was. We would just shoot the ball very, very well at Golden One Center, and then halftime hit, and you guys got a glimpse of what's really plagued us a lot this year, and that's just one really, really bad quarter. And the Kings, and I said this while the game was going on in post-game on the broadcast, it was evident to me that the Kings are still in contention for a postseason berth, be it play in or top six. And they just came out really, really desperate in that third quarter. And you can tell by, 50-50 balls and rebounding. And the Kings just were a little step quicker in that third quarter. But unfortunately for New Orleans, that's something that we've seen a lot this year. Now, a lot of that has to do with personnel on the floor. But the crazy thing about that game, and it was an outstanding game, is the Pels won 3 of the 4 quarters of the game. But the third quarter was so bad on the Pelicans side that the Kings were able to pull it out.
Tony, I think you're spot on in the form of, and we know if you're going back last year, the Pels handed the Kings 7 losses in a row all last year. Do you think the Pels had a little difficulty with the size of the Kings? That sounds funny for me saying that for the Kings, but do you think they had a little difficulty with the size of the Kings?
I don't think there's any question about it, and that is another issue. And look, David Griffin, our executive VP of basketball operations, spoke for 35 minutes today. Kind of a post-trade deadline, of course, addressing Brandon Ingram going to Toronto and the Pelicans getting Kelly Olynyk and Bruce Brown. But this has been really a historically bad rebounding team. And that's really been since game number 1. And look, Sabonis is an outstanding rebounder in his own right. But then when you add Jonas Valanciunas to the mix, and, I said on this show before the season started, when you guys had me on, one of the reasons the Pelicans were so successful against the Kings a year ago was because Jonas Valanciunas is just a really, really bad matchup for Domantas Sabonis. Well, now you guys got them both on the same team. So, yeah, that was a really big issue. But rebounding, giving up offensive rebounds and second chance points has plagued this team the entire season. So, yes, in a very long-winded way, yeah, the size of the Kings that night really, really hurt us, especially in the second half.
Catching up with longtime friend of the show, Todd Graffagnini, Pelicans radio voice. You mentioned the size that the Kings have. Last night, for the first time, they played Valanciunas and Sabonis together. It was successful against the smaller Mavericks, and it's inspired people to come up with nicknames like, just look at Yomas and Lithuania, and somebody said like the Jonas brothers or something like that. But
somebody,
be that as it may, yeah. Tell us about Jonas and the impact he had on the team, his teammates in the city when he was there.
Look, I know you're not supposed to play favorites. You know, this is my 6th year as the Pelicans play-by-play guy. Without question, Jonas Valanciunas has been my favorite player.
Wow.
You're going to love him. I don't know how more bluntly I could put it. He is just the ultimate teammate. He's the ultimate competitor. He is available every single night, and he just does everything that's asked of him to do. And, we were like, he left. He was a free agent. It was pretty evident that they were not going to re-sign him. He spent 3 years here. 2 of those seasons we were in the playoffs. The other year we were in the play-in. And he was a major, major cog in what we were doing. But, the coaching staff really wanted this team to get out and run a little bit more. And Jonas isn't really that kind of guy that's going to run up and down the floor constantly for 35, 40 minutes. And a lot of games last year, he would play a little bit and he would not really see the court much. And, even though he was rebounding and doing all the defensive things that you needed him to do, some nights he just disappeared offensively. And that really wasn't in the card. We would go very small in a lot of games towards the, last couple of months of the season last year. So we kind of had a feeling that he was not going to come back. That didn't make it, any easier on us just because, the guy was a cult hero in New Orleans. And again, as a player and a person, he's just phenomenal. He is top class. And his teammates loved him. He actually came to the hotel the other night in Sacramento on Friday before the games on Saturday. So I was able to see him and gave him a big hug. And,
that's nice.
It just, you look at the guy and you think he'd just try to murder you or something. And he is just a teddy bear. He is an absolute teddy bear. But when he gets on the court, he's phenomenal. And you guys you're going to love having him being a member of the Kings.
Todd, someone who's having a renaissance down there for you guys in New Orleans, it's got to be Trey Murphy III.
Yep.
He is absolutely balling at the highest capability at the moment. I think from the outside looking in, we could see the talent, but did you see the talent being able to manufacture what the output so far this season?
Well, it's unfortunate because Trey has made the most of his opportunity because Brandon Ingram got hurt.
Right.
And Trey's been coming off the bench his entire career. When Ingram got hurt in December, Trey got put into the starting lineup, and this is when we really saw his game blossom because he was playing 30, 35 minutes a night, and he is added to his repertoire. You got a little glimpse of it the other night, but he has become so much more adept with his ball handling, with his driving to the rim, getting to the free throw line. We've seen him pull out some mid-range shots this year where, in his first 3 years, he was basically a three-point shooter. Now, he's always been an outstanding free throw shooter, but he just never got to the line enough. This year, he's had games where he's had 12, 13 attempts.
Wow. And
he is a 90% free throw shooter. So when he gets to the line, way more often than not, he's going to convert. So, and again, he's in the last month, he has been lights out, shooting the three. And the point totals have just skyrocketed since January 7th. He's 10th in the league in scoring. He's averaging 26 a game. So, but again, the reason that he really got that opportunity to start was because Ingram got hurt. Now, of course, Brandon is with the Toronto Raptors. And Trey Murphy, I'm just my personal opinion, he's never coming out of the starting lineup again because we are really, really starting to see a budding superstar. Just that's really been the most fun part for us who cover the team and are with the team and have been with the team, is to see what Trey Murphy has done, even from the beginning of training camp this year to where he is right now. And look, he signed a rookie extension in the offseason, and I think everybody has realized that it is totally well worth it. This kid is a absolute cornerstone of this franchise moving forward.
Todd, we appreciate it very much. Before we let you go, I just want to confirm, because as you well know, Zion just demolished the Kings last weekend, but he will not be playing both these games, right?
No, he has not played a back-to-back since he's come back, so he will be in one of them. They've been really, really careful with him. He really hasn't gone more than 28, 29 minutes in any game since he's been back. It's been, it's been very calculated by our medical team. Daniel Bove has done a tremendous job with him. He is in the best shape of his professional career. He is playing his best basketball, both offensively and defensively. That's the key. He is really getting it done defensively now, but they're not going to extend him. Again, it's all about caution, but I mean, you guys saw him the other night. He was unstoppable. He played 28 minutes and scored 40 points. And look, let's be honest. I mean, if he plays 35, 36 minutes, the Pels, more than likely would have won the ball game, but that's not it right now. They're just being very, very cautious with him, as they should, because you have seen now what he can be when he has reached his full potential. I don't even think he's reached his full potential, especially on the defensive side. But offensively, when he gets it going, it doesn't matter who they put in front of him. The ball's going in the hole. Yeah.
We appreciate it, Todd. Thanks. Take it easy on the Kings tomorrow night. Have a good All-Star break. We'll talk to you soon.
A true back-to-back. Back-to-back.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
All right, Jen. Thanks.
Yeah, we always appreciate it. When we come back, what are the Kings going to do about all this disrespect? Next, Sactown Sports.
Fisher Investments. We may seem like